I'm here at Internet of Things World in Europe with Mimis Clearin of MediaTek. Mimis, could you tell us a bit more about MediaTek, what you do and how it involves the Internet of Things?
Sure. MediaTek is a global fabless semiconductor company. We design and develop systems on chip that go into a broad range of consumer electronics. In 2015, MediaTek actually shipped in over 1.5 billion devices in the marketplace. So we're a quite big player. We entered the IoT space about 2.5-3 years ago, and we have a broad range of IoT chipsets that cover the smart home, wearables, location intelligence, and also M2M. And essentially we are here at IoT World Europe to meet prospective new customers and promote our chips.
And MediaTek runs a lab for developers where they get to develop IoT solutions. What great ideas have you come across within that lab?
So to start off, let me just give a little bit of background on MediaTek Lab. So it's the company's IoT developer program that provides software and hardware development tools and technical support and technical documentation, etc., for developers to get started with IoT. So some of the interesting stuff we've seen in the past are, if I can bring out perhaps 2-3 examples, I would say we've seen some examples of like water monitoring and water kind of alert, I guess. A couple of examples include what was called a play drop. It was a proof of concept of a smart valve solution that you could implement in either residential areas or in smart homes to monitor the water consumption, but also to be able to remotely switch off or reduce the pressure or monitor the consumption for payment purposes, etc. The other example when it comes to water monitoring is a smart well project. Somebody created a proof of concept using MediaTek chipsets to monitor the water level and water quality in remote wells, which can be important in developing countries where the water resource is quite scarce, and you have villagers from quite far that walk to specific wells to fetch water, and they might walk in vain or the water quality is not very good. So with this kind of water monitoring or system, you can actually help prevent sickness, and you also can make quality of life essentially better for the villagers. So that's a couple of examples. Another cool example that I've seen is an electric scooter, a smart scooter, and I think that's cool because asset tracking and people tracking is getting quite big. But this was an example in Taiwan where the college students had connected an electric scooter and made it a rental system also, where they could track the whereabouts of the electric scooters, and you could also rent online the scooters and find out where the nearest one was, so you can go to that electric scooter and start driving it. Also, it was good for like anti-theft reasons, and to also monitor the electric levels, and show the user where you can go to power up your scooter essentially. So those are a couple of examples that I think are interesting.
And what advice do you have for companies that are considering adopting IoT in the coming years?
I would say spend a fair bit of time on thinking about the user experience and also the business model of your IoT device. There's a lot of cool ideas, I guess, that never make it to market. It could be for various reasons, of course, but some of the most common reasons we see are because they haven't thought about the commercial feasibility of the project. They spend too much time thinking about the cool technology and how to use it, rather than the end user experience and the use case scenarios. Also, I think, especially in IoT, a lot of companies underestimate the work to get a product to market. They don't perhaps have the right supply chain partners, or they spend significant amount of time trying to shop around for the right industrial design houses or development and design resources that can help them build the product, and distribution can also be a problem. So I would say think about the business models and the use case scenarios first, and less about technology in the beginning.
Excellent, thank you, Mimis.
Thank you.